don't squirt at me. I'm pretty sure this is a self-defense thing. Yeah, there it was. Did you guys see that? I'm pretty sure that's pee. That was nice. That was really nice of you. Hey guys, it's Jenny and welcome back to Solid Gold. I'm here in the reptile and amphibian corner of my fish room today because today's video is going to be about my White's tree frogs. Yes, I said frogs with an S because I have gotten some more. You probably remember a couple of weeks ago when I introduced you to my new baby snowflake White's tree frog named Gazoo. He is doing really well. He's eating a lot and he has probably like quadrupled in size from when I first got him. And I first got him like a month and a half ago. So it hasn't really been that long and he's growing really fast. It's pretty cool to see. So let's show him to you guys so you can see how cute. Ooh, I found him. It's just his temporary quarantine tank until he goes into his main home. There he is. Come here, Gazoo. We just want to see you for a second. Come on, bud. So here's the little guy, although he's not so little anymore. He's definitely growing. Where are you going? Come here. Come here. He's so cute. I really don't handle him often. This is not really the kind of pet that you would want to handle a lot. I think it would depend a lot on the individual personality of the frog. But Gazoo's a little bit shy, so I really don't handle him much. I just want to show you guys how much bigger he's gotten because he's so cute. Oh, you're so cute. I just love when he looks around. However, that usually means he's getting ready to go somewhere, so you got to be careful. And the thing I found too, he's not doing it so much now, but when I do hold him, he always wants to have his butt facing towards me. Just really is kind of antisocial. That's okay, Gazoo, I can relate. You wanna go back? There, oh, that was a good jump. All right, now I'm gonna switch gloves because I'm gonna show you guys the second baby snowflake White's tree frog that I got. When I originally got Gazoo, I wanted to get 2 total, but they only had 1 in stock, so I had to settle for just 1, and that was Gazoo, of course. But as soon as they had more in stock, I went ahead and picked up a second one so he would have a little buddy. And that one is named Petri, and he's down here in this quarantine tank, which is set up exactly the same, it's just a little bit smaller. I got Petri 1 week ago. It is possible that one could have some kind of parasite that the other one doesn't have. So I'm just keeping them separate just in case. Also, their size difference isn't extreme, but it's enough that it's probably best for them to be separate until Petri here gets a little bit bigger. He usually is green in color, but when he hides in his cork bark, he changes to brown like this. He is also a snowflake, just like Gazoo, so he does have some little white speckles on his back and on his sides. It's interesting, I've noticed already some personality differences between the two of them. Gazoo really is pretty shy and he likes to stay hidden and not really be noticed a whole lot. certainly not handled. Whereas Petri, I mean, I think he would prefer not to be handled, so I don't handle him much either, but he definitely seems a lot more comfortable with it. You know, like he's just sitting here kind of taking it all in, whereas Gazoo was like trying to crawl away the whole time. He's looking right at me. Little creeper. See his white spots? All right, I'm gonna put him back. There you go. Go ahead. Ooh, Petri's a little crazy when he eats. Instead of like waiting and watching the cricket for a long time and then striking at the right moment, he like hops really excitedly up to it, and then he attacks it with his entire body and almost does a backflip when he eats the cricket. It's really cute. So that's those two, and then in this tank here, this is a 20-gallon long aquarium, by the way. It's not really tall enough for a permanent home for a White's tree frog. They really need a lot more vertical space than this for their permanent home, but this is just a quarantine tank that I'm keeping them in until I can have, I would say, at least one negative fecal sample back from them, from a veterinarian. So they're doing fine in here so far. And these guys are gorgeous, let me tell you. These two came from kind of a specialty breeder of White's tree frogs, and they are some of the more rare, interesting color morphs that White's tree frogs come in. The two new guys just arrived, so let's open them up, make sure they're doing okay, and get them set up in their quarantine tank. These are some specialty frogs, I guess you could say, that I've been searching for high and low for a long time. Right on top here we've got some isopods. Isopods are really great in bioactive vivariums. They act as kind of a cleanup crew, and they help clean up the poop from the frogs or whatever other animals you are keeping in the vivarium, to keep it like a self-sustaining little ecosystem inside the tank there. Ooh, these are the ones that he was telling me about. So these ones he calls dairy cows, and I saw some pictures of them. They look really cool. Ooh, they're pretty. They're actually really cute. Never thought I would say an isopod is really cute, but there you go. All right, and now the frogs. Here's one. Oh my gosh, here's two. Wow, okay, so these frogs, oh, and this guy's hiding. Are you hiding from us? Wow, that's gorgeous. So this one is called a honey blue-eyed, and it also is even a little bit more interesting than that because it has some snowflakes, or that's what we call white speckles on White's tree frogs. And then this one here is what's called a super snowflake. So it has the regular bluish green color, but then it's got just gazillions of little tiny white speckles. So my other two, my baby White's tree frogs that I already have, are snowflakes, but this one is a super snowflake. So this one's Lentil, and then this one is Ducky. Let's get you set up in your quarantine tank. These two both came at the same time from the same breeder, so I'm quarantining them together. Also, they're both the same size, so there's no danger of one trying to eat the other. They are, I want to say, about 6 months old from what I remember, and so they're a bit bigger. This is the honey blue-eyed, so if he or she will turn towards you, you can see the blue eyes. Really pretty golden color, and some white snowflakes too, although she's not showing off. There you go. Can you see the white snowflakes? They're nice and plump, and they're settling in really well. I'm so happy, I just love them. How could you not? Like, some people are afraid of frogs, and if you are, I'm so sorry, because you're really missing out on all this cuteness. It just doesn't get much cuter. Let's put you back so you can keep sleeping up in your corner. And then the other one likes to hide under this leaf right here. I found you, come here. Come on. You're a leaf hider, aren't you? See, look at the snowflakes on this frog. The breeder I got this from is called a Tree Frog Collective. And he said this is one of the best snowflakes, one of the best super snowflakes he had at the time. So, pretty awesome. Oh my gosh, you're just a little chubster too. I see who's been hogging all the crickets. Don't squirt at me. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why they always want their butt pointed at you, because one of their self-defense things, I'm pretty sure this is a self-defense thing. Yeah, there it was. Did you guys see that? I'm pretty sure that's pee. This is Ducky. Everyone meet Ducky, the pea squirter. I've got a Ducky and a Petri from Land Before Time. Yes, face that way, so you can squirt pee at me again. That was nice. That was really nice of you. There you go. Since all these guys are still fairly new and none of them have had their first fecal exam yet, not even Gazoo, I'm gonna collect fecal samples from all 3 of these tanks. And then since I don't have an amphibian vet nearby that does fecal exams on frogs, I'll be sending these in to a veterinarian that I've worked with before for fecal exams for my dart frogs, and hopefully getting the results tomorrow. And it also works well to use a plastic spoon. I just don't have any right now. Ooh, I got it. Okay. So I don't know who this is from, whether it's from Lentil or Ducky, but it doesn't matter because either way they're both in the same tank. So if one of them has a parasite, then you can assume that both of them do. Nice close-up shot for you of a frog turd. I know that's what you all came here for. There are the 4 fecal samples from Lentil and Ducky. And you might be wondering why I'm doing all this. It might seem like a little bit of overkill, but I assure you it's for a good reason. So here's their tank that they're going to be moved into when they're done with their quarantine period. It is a completely bioactive vivarium, so it has plants and live bugs as a cleanup crew in here, and it has soil and all kinds of elements that would be really, really difficult, if not impossible, to sterilize if I moved the frogs in here and it turned out that they had parasites. So you just want to make sure that anytime you get new frogs of any sort that they're parasite free before adding them either to existing frogs that you already have or adding them to a really nicely scathed tank such as this one. All right, so I've got all 3 samples from my 4 frogs, and I'll be really interested to see the results because check out how they look. Now, Petri's actually were not that difficult to find, even though he's the smallest, because he has nicely formed little sausage poops like a frog should have, whereas Gazoo over here kind of had weird shaped ones that were difficult to find. Lentil and Ducky over here seem to have fairly normal poops as well, except for maybe this one. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't have any reason to suspect that any of them do have parasites, but it's always better safe than sorry. Nothing to see here, just casually mailing some frog poop to Michigan. That's all. The UPS employee asked me, you know, the usual thing, anything liquid, hazardous, fragile, and for some reason I blurted out, no, it's frog poop. I don't know why. I didn't have to tell him what it was. He just looked at me like he was really polite about it, but you could tell what he was thinking, and what he was thinking was, what?
the...
All right, and I'm back from dropping off the frog fecal samples. Crossing my fingers that everyone comes back negative for any parasites. Even if this does come back negative, it is important to still do at least one more fecal exam after this in about 2 to 3 weeks, just to double check. I would hazard a guess that probably the vast majority of people that get these frogs don't even do one fecal exam. And you know what? I would say that you're doing that at your own risk if you're going to do it that way. I personally want to make sure that the frogs I'm adding to my nicely set up bioactive vivarium are going to be as healthy as possible, just so that if something does happen to them down the road, I don't have to wonder if the tank is contaminated with parasites and I'm going to have to take down the whole thing and redo it from scratch. I'm really looking forward to the day when I can get them all out of their quarantine tanks and put them all together up on the terrarium rack back there. That'll be really exciting. So thank you guys for joining me today in my little frog adventure. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. I'll see you next time, and until then, stay gold.